All right, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to our presentation. So my name is David Hanley, and I'm here with my colleague, James Mcfadden, and we're going to take you through Lenovo's ODM Plus business model. Now, this is a business model we've invested significantly over the last several years in Lenovo, and we really think this is part of our cloud success, or our success in the hyperscale business. So we'd like to take you through the model and give you a little bit of background to it. So before I talk about the model specifically, I wanted just to share a couple of things about Lenovo. Lenovo is a $57 billion company. We're number 248 currently in the Fortune 500, and we have about 70,000 employees working for us globally. James and myself and our colleagues here are in what we call the integrated, we're in ISG, which is the server business within Lenovo. And I have somebody waving at me here, so thank you very much for that. So that's the part of the business that we're in. And what I'll do is I'll take you through the supply chain that runs that and supports that business. So if you just follow with me here, Lenovo has a very significant supply chain globally. We have about 37 different factories around the world. We are operate in almost every country in the world. So supply chain is really something that's in Lenovo's DNA. From a server's perspective, these are the locations that we manufacture from. So our principal locations are in Monterrey, Mexico, in Budapest in Hungary, and now in Pondicherry in India. And as part of our vertical integration, we some years ago added 2 different PCBA facilities to our profile. The first one is in Guadalajara, Mexico, and we also have a facility now in Vietnam to do PCBA. So all part of this vertical integration, which is part of our ODM Plus strategy that I'll take you through. The other significant thing about Lenovo, and back to my point about Lenovo being a supply chain company, you'll see the little box I put in at the bottom. This is the level of investment that Lenovo has made in supply chain over the last 5 years or so, over $450 million, incremental to everything that we've spent before. And we've also added about 4.5 million square feet of manufacturing space, which adds to a base of about 20 million square feet globally. So it really is a big deal for Lenovo. Supply chain, as I said, is a key thing for us. And last slide around supply chain, we are very proud to be part of the Gartner Top Supply Chain 25 globally. This year in 2024, we earned the position of number 10 in that ranking. So I think that's a certain level of external acknowledgement of our supply chain background. So now to the OEM Plus, or the ODM Plus model that I want to talk about. Lenovo can operate anywhere from sort of an OEM or a contract manufacturer all the way through the spectrum to an ODM Plus partner. So if you look on the bottom of the slide, as I pointed out here, we can do anything from being a design partner, where we can partner with people in our business to design boards, design systems. We can be a contract manufacturer if somebody just wants us to assemble things and put things together. We can then do full systems integration, all the way from PCBA, all the way through L10 and L11, and all the way to adding software, to finally, on the right-hand side of the slide, to providing fully vertical integrated solutions. And by that we mean everything from design to manufacture to integration, and really trying to supplying globally to all the over 180 countries that we support. So we can do all of that in sort of a one-stop shop proposal for our clients. So this slide talks a little bit about how we do that. So if you follow me through this slide, up in the top box, we have invested in sort of putting all of the various capabilities that are necessary to do ODM Plus as part of our extended team. So we do everything from design to manufacture to service and support to global deployment around the world. And the way we do that in the second box on the top, in the middle, is it all starts with our clients. We first of all engage with our clients, trying to make sure that we understand exactly what our clients' needs. We then bring in our development team to do technical architecture reviews and make sure we build out and understand exactly what the client and how that aligns to what we can do. And then we work on the development with our development engineering team. And then finally, almost finally, we'll come to ourselves in the supply chain. And this is where James and I come in and our teams come in. We have client-facing team members in our supply chain that work closely with our clients. Now, as we all know, almost all of our cloud customers have significant operations teams that they want to work with people in operations and work with people in supply chain operations. So the sort of thing that we do is we'll partner with a new client, we'll do all of the setup and enablement, the enablement of linking the two companies together, working through what the products is, all of the NPI, qualifying suppliers, doing supply planning, all of that supply chain operation stuff with a client-facing team, which I think that cloud customers appreciate, having people they can sort of work with directly. And then once we're up and running, we can do things like service and support, delivery, as I said, to all of the all of the multitude of countries around the world that we service. So on the right-hand side, at the top right, I've sort of put the big dollar sign here. The reason I put that there is just to demonstrate the investment that we've made. I mean, this capability comes with a significant amount of investment. We've sort of invested in our people, in our labs, in our manufacturing locations, in our test processes, in our entire infrastructure to be able to put all of this process, an integrated process together. And we think the benefits of that are really, 2 or 3-fold. One is, if you have a fully integrated team, you can probably get time to market more quickly. If the development engineer and the manufacturing engineer and the test engineer and the client are all sitting together, you can overcome problems quickly and it helps from a time to market perspective. Also, when you have control of the whole stack, it allows us to absolutely optimize cost with our suppliers and optimize cost all the way through the design phase and into manufacturing, and then pass that benefit on to our clients. So that's basically the benefit that we see from making the investment and going to this ODM Plus model. On the bottom left, I mentioned our distribution system. Lenovo has a very extensive logistics operation. We ship into over 180 countries globally, and we can tailor those solutions from a distribution and logistics point of view to whatever the client needs. And then finally, we endeavor to be, as far as we possibly can, to be easy to work with. We definitely try and put ourselves in the client's shoes, takes the client's perspective, have a client-focused team, and try and understand things from a client perspective, and do the necessary translation from whatever the client wants, then back into what we will understand internally. So I think if you take the investment we've made, the practice we have in this area over the last several years, we really think this brings us a competitive advantage. It's something that resonates with our clients. We feel we get to market quickly with them, and we feel it gives us a sort of a unique differentiator over some of our competitors that may not have this breadth all the way from sort of contract manufacturing all the way out to ODM+. So that's a little bit of background. I'm going to pass it over now to James, and James is going to take us through our manufacturing capacity and water-cooled. Thanks, James.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for the time. My name is James Mcfadden. I'm the Executive Director of Supply Chain Quality and Engineering in Lenovo, and I'm just going to take you through a little bit around our quality processes that are so key to what we do, and then a little bit more around the liquid cooling and the investment that we've made to support the growth that has happened there. So quality is the most important thing in infrastructure. If you have a quality issue, if you have a quality escape that's in the field, it impacts your customers, it impacts your end users, it costs you money. So it's so important that we focus on quality at all parts of the supply chain. This is one of the things that we really believe is the advantage around the ODM Plus model, is we control all of our end-to-end supply chain, all the way from components, PCBA, level 10, level 11, and in the field. My team globally manages that, so we have multiple parts of the team. New product introduction. New product introduction, when we are launching a program, we're looking at design for quality, design for manufacturing, design for serviceability. How do we launch that into the process? Supplier quality engineering. If you have a component issue, that can be absolutely catastrophic. So it's very, very important that we tie in with our suppliers, whether they're manufacturing cold plates, whether they're manufacturing NIC cards, racks. We have a dedicated team that manages each supplier and maintains the quality there. Manufacturing quality engineering. So moving on from the supplier quality, we have manufacturing quality that's looking at level 10, level 11 manufacturing, making sure that any issue that we have, we understand it, we root cause it, we work through it and make sure that it doesn't escape to the field. Manufacturing and test engineering. So as David mentioned, we control our own test process. So we determine what we run. Now, if a client has a requirement that they would like to run a certain stress test or an acceptance test, we can equally do that in the manufacturing process. But again, having control of the engineers and the process, that's a very, very key thing. Solutions and cloud engineering. Again, cloud growth has expanded exponentially over the past few years. We have a team that works and takes racks in-house. We're looking at the manufacturing process. How do we cable them? How do we make sure and test them, both at level 11 level, at a level 12 level, and work through them? I always have a very fun fact. So Lenovo, many people know that Lenovo came from IBM. We were part of the transition 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we manufactured about 300 racks per year globally. Now we have the capacity across our sites to do 1,200 racks per week. So that expansion and growth has just been huge, but underpinning all of that has been the quality that we put through it. Lastly, product engineering and field quality. So any issues that we have in the field, we very quickly feed them back into the manufacturing process, understand the escapes that we have, and then make sure that we rectify them for the future. Liquid-cooled manufacturing. So liquid-cooled manufacturing is obviously the hottest topic here. I think if you go through all of the booths, you see liquid cooling as the big topic. It's the big challenge that we have in the industry. Lenovo, we have been manufacturing liquid-cooled products for over a decade, 12 years. We've gone through that full evolution of just liquid cooling to the CPU, to fully liquid-cooled nodes and then fully liquid-cooled racks. So we partner with Vertiv as a supplier for our CDUs in the factories. So Monterrey in Mexico, as David showed, Monterrey is our factory for the Americas. Monterrey is now our largest direct water-cooled manufacturing facility. We have 30 test cells there today, but we're always looking and expanding capacity as required. The investment that we made in the past year alone, $12 million in liquid cooled in the Mexico factory. If you look there, the phases that we've gone from 1 megawatt of heat removal, we've now got 3.6 megawatts of heat removal. It's just a diagram there that lets you kind of visualize how the setup is in manufacturing. We have 4 CDUs. We have ADCs outside the building with chillers linked in. It's really similar to a customer data center environment. The only difference is our manifold is raised above the floor so that we can add in and remove racks for manufacturing test. One of the things that we are really, really proud of is our factories. We own our own manufacturing facilities, so we don't use a CM. So because we own it, we know that we have a world-class manufacturing facility. We welcome any and every customer that would like to come to the factory because it's so visual being able to see your product being made, the quality assurance, the processes that we put in all the way through the manufacturing process. It can be very interesting as well. Customers come and they can see and look, how do you manufacture a product? How does that translate into serviceability? We also, as part of the factory experiences, we offer what we call supply chain as a service. So if there's a requirement for an extended burn-in test, we can do that. If there's a requirement for certain customization, we can do that. If there's a requirement for custom reporting, we can do that. So the message around the factory experiences and supply chain as a service is, whatever you need, we can figure out a way to do that. So lastly, just as I'm wrapping up, we have the Lenovo booth over there at B36. You can see our liquid-cooled products. You can see our NVLink 72 rack. We welcome you to come there. If there's any questions that you have for either David or myself, we'll be about there this afternoon. We have some of our experts here. So we love to talk about what we do in the supply chain, so please come see us. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Very good. All right.